Welcome back. Before the break, we met Stu Walker, who came out at the end of his snoring nightmare, well slept and refreshed, and with a musical under his belt. Stu is one of the estimated 1.5 million Australians who suffer some kind of sleep disorder. And here to tell us more is Dr. David Cunnington from Australasian Sleep Association. Hello, David.
G'day, Jo.
Is it possible to cure snoring?
Yeah, unfortunately, snoring is something that gradually gets worse as we get older. In the same way, everything else gets a bit saggier and a bit floppier as we get older, unfortunately.
Hey, whoa.
The back of the airway also changes, and so as we go to breathe in, you just get a little bit more collapse in the back of the airway. So there are things you can do, losing weight, but really it is something that gradually gets worse as we get older. So we usually need a strategy.
I have to say, 1.5 million Aussies is a bit of a staggering statistic. How many people do you think are going around about their daily lives not realising they're living with a sleep disorder?
But actually, if you ask the Australian population, are you feeling sleepy or dissatisfied with your sleep, it's actually 40% of the population report positively to that. So it's not as if people are going around thinking they haven't got a sleep disorder. Lots of people are going around knowing they have got a sleep problem, but they're trying to fix it themselves or asking their neighbour for help or asking work colleagues. They really should be seeing their health professional to get help.
And what are the most common problems? And I guess, how does it affect not just your health, but your physical and mental health?
There's a range of different problems. So insomnia is very common. About 1 in 6 adults have trouble either getting to sleep or staying asleep, and it impacts on daytime functioning. About 1 in 20 adults have got obstructive sleep apnea or difficulty with breathing during sleep. And then proportions of people have sleep problems with depression or mental health issues, circadian rhythm problems. There's a whole range of different sleep problems. And they can really impact on people's physical health, but also their mental health, and increase the rates of depression and anxiety.
David, you talk about obstructive sleep apnea. More about the partner for me, because they actually stop breathing, don't they, for a long period of time, and the partner's there. How do they cope with that? That's a big strain on the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So people with both snoring and sleep apnea can really cause disturbance to the partner's sleep, not just their own health. Often sleep apnea too sounds terrible to a partner. It can be really distressing. Someone they care about's not breathing, and what the heck is going on, and what's concern for their health. So it really emphasises the importance of seeing someone to get some help about it, rather than just saying, it's not a thing, just get over it, to dismiss it.
So we saw with Stu that he tried pretty much everything for his snoring. He had splints and the CPAP machine and lots of different things. What are the best treatments, and how do you know what's right for you?
Really good question. So the short answer is, to know what's best for you, work with an expert. So go and seek medical advice. Talk to someone who knows what they're doing, because there are a whole range of different treatments. There are different surgeries, different devices, some of them like a thing like CPAP that Stu talked about, or dental appliances, but other things too, like keeping off your back, losing weight, exercise.
I read that you can sew a tennis ball in your partner's pyjamas so they can't roll on your back.
Do you recommend that?
I don't know. I've been that desperate, I have to say.
For some people, keeping off the back is enough to reduce snoring. Now, the trouble is something like that's often not that practical and can be a bit uncomfortable.
And is it hard often convincing the snorer that they've got the problem? That they need to seek some help? Gussie, has it been hard?
Yeah, I don't snore as far as I'm concerned. Never
Snore
snored in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shared experience. So sometimes the problem's with the snorer, and sometimes the problem's with the partner. So a light sleeper or someone who doesn't sleep well is pretty defensive about sleep, and that plus a snorer is just not a good combination.
So let me ask about insomnia, because my husband's a snorer and I'm an insomniac. I don't think one causes the other. But I find myself just, as soon as I hit the pillow, unable to sleep, sometimes all night long. What can be done about that? Because I think that's an extremely common problem.
Oh, we can work with you on that, Jo. Part of it is in people who've had trouble with sleep, they get very defensive to threats to sleep. So things that are going to interfere with my sleep, I want that banished. I don't want that there. And so rather than someone who hasn't had trouble with sleep, for example, might see snoring as a comforting sign. My partner's there, he's doing all right, his health is good. Someone who's had trouble with sleep is that noisy is going to disturb my sleep, and I'm not going to tolerate that. So it can also be in part how you conceptualise it. So that's sometimes why we'll work with the partner as well as work with the snorer.
OK, but it's very much, I think, about not stressing about the whole experience of sleep.
Absolutely.
Just allowing it to happen.
So as long as we've got good physical and mental health and can step back from that, our bodies will take the sleep they need without us having to manufacture it or manage it too tightly.
David, thank you so much. It's always so fascinating every time you come in.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.